cushion squares in the helmet. Well, the helmet that I had didn't have any of those. It literally, I put a knee pad on the top of my helmet, okay, and I put it in there and I taped it to the top of the helmet, and I had the 2 ear pads, and this is when I was in 6th grade. So I mean, I don't know if you hit really hard in 6th grade, it's like two flies smashing together, but that was my first experience. I mean, I knew I loved it from the moment I had my first contact in football, and I loved the camaraderie. Being with the guys and the automatic friendships that you built, and then also, having to, forge those friendships through working hard. Kind of feeling like you're doing something different. It kind of separates you from other people. It was different than any other sport I played. I played baseball at the time. I did a lot of other sports. I just thought it was just a different sport. I'm sure you all feel the same way. Went on to high school, played in high school. I was a decent high school player. My senior year, I hurt my left knee, blew my knee out, and never thought I was going to play college football. And I was crushed. I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I may go into the military. I was an okay student. I wasn't a great student. My mind was on other things, longer-haired things, prettier things that smelled better than football players. And I like to work out, and I like to do, things other than school. But I knew that football, if I was going to go to school, that football was going to be the means to an end for me. And I knew I couldn't step away from football, so I decided to go play football at a really small school in Kansas. There was only about 350 kids at the school at that time. It was a 4-year school. It was pretty much the only school in the country that would take a guy that could run on one leg, and that was it. And I went and played. And I played 4 years and had the greatest experience of my life up to that time. And I was really, really fortunate to be able to play college football for 4 years, even though it was at a very small college level. It still meant a ton to me. It meant the world to me. I got into coaching. That was my first coaching job. I coached linebackers and did about anything I could to make ends meet, to pay the bills and to continue coaching. Now, that was 18 years ago. And since then, since my first college coaching job 18 years ago, I've literally lived in Kansas, Arizona, went from Arizona to Indiana, Indiana to Missouri, Missouri to Oklahoma, Oklahoma to Kansas, Kansas to North Dakota, North Dakota down to Iowa, Iowa, now I'm in Illinois. I've been married for 18 years to a wonderful and very understanding wife, and I'm very fortunate that she understands those things, and she understands the passion that I have for this game. I can finally say that I'm at a point, and I have been probably for the last 5 years, where I feel like, all the hard work and the dedication that I've had to the sport is really starting to pay off for me. But it's never been about the level. It's never been about anybody outside the people that I've worked with. It's really been about the people that I've been able to work hard with and the game. It really comes down to the game. I love the X's and O's. Okay? I love watching film. I'm more comfortable with a clicker in my hand watching film, okay, and trying to figure out how to make our guys better, how to coach and how to teach in the simplest way possible, but in the soundest way possible. I was really fortunate. I kind of went through a transformation as a coach in 2005. I was really fortunate. I got a job at a not a very good program. They hadn't had a lot of success, but there was a couple of excellent football coaches in that program. One guy by the name of Todd Wash, and Todd now is a defensive line coach for the Jaguars, and he's been with Jacksonville. He was with Seattle. He just left the Seattle Seahawks with his best friend, Gus Bradley, to go to Jacksonville. And he also coached at Tampa Bay. But in 2005, he and I worked together at Missouri Southern, a little school in southwest Missouri. I also worked with a guy by the name of Scotty Hazelton, and Scotty is a guy that I had worked with for a long time, and he's a Tampa 2 guy, and so is Todd, and they learned the system, the Tampa 2 system, from Gus and now Gus Bradley is the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's kind of, and then you can tie all those guys into some other really well-known defensive coaches with our system, guys by the name of Lovie Smith and Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli and a lot of other good guys that all run we all run the same system, the same terminology, the same vocabulary. Well, after working with some of those guys for some time, okay, I've been used to, and you guys can understand where I'm coming from with what I'm about to say. I was a head coach at a small college in Kansas, okay, the school that I went to school at, the school that I actually graduated from. I came back 10 years after I graduated from that school. And I went there, and I was a full-time assistant. I was 34 years old at the time, got my first head coaching job, and the biggest challenge for me, and as you all can understand and relate, was finding assistants that, one, wanted to learn as bad as I wanted to continue to learn, okay? Two, okay, had experience enough so that you could give them their own responsibility and not have to micromanage. So the big thing for me was, I'm at a small school. I have a very limited budget to hire guys to be my assistants. And when you don't have a lot of money to spend on assistants, well, what do you got to do? Well, then you got to hire young guys that are willing to learn. Then you can mentor them and help them become better coaches. Well, that was good, and I knew that was the situation I was in. But at the same time, I wanted to tie myself and align myself with other coaches that I could speak the same language with. Okay, and what I mean by that is you all are hearing all of us coaches talk right now about systems, and you talk about what we're saying and doing, and you hear us use little catchphrases and cliches and things to grab your attention, but half the time you don't know what we're saying. I'm sitting back there and I listen to Coach Nielsen. I know a lot of what he's saying, but not everything because I don't coach on the same side of the ball. And I listen to Coach Reinhold. I knew about 20% of what he was saying. And I'm a defensive coach. I've been coaching defense for 18 years. But I didn't speak the same language. Now, when he put it up on the board, it made sense, just like it did to the rest of you. But if you're not speaking the same language, if you're not calling a 6 technique, or a 0, it's just you got to siphon through all that terminology. Well, as a young head coach, I wanted to align myself with coaches, okay, that I could pick up on the phone and call. Even though they weren't in the room, they were in another state coaching another program, but I could call them up and I could say, hey, listen, we're in overzone Y, which is a 4-3, cover 3 defense. Okay, we're in overzone Y and a team's running power at our bubble, which is our 1-5 side. How do we stop it? They'd be able to answer the question that quick. So as a young coach, a young head coach, I wanted to align myself with as many coaches as possible in the same systems. Okay, so I could learn their language, and even though I wasn't working with those guys, I always had resources that I could pick up the phone, and it could be a quick 2, 3, 5, 10-minute conversation where I could get a lot of information. So, because I spoke the same language, I didn't have to go through learning and interpreting what they were saying, so I got the full effect of what they were trying to teach me. So I aligned myself. That's a big reason, why, 7 years ago I went to this defensive package, because I had guys that I had contact with that coached in the NFL. Now, everybody wants to be able to put a great product out on the field and a well-coached unit. And most coaches will watch, if you're an offensive coach or defensive coach, you're gonna watch film and you're gonna go, that's a well-coached group. There's a difference between well-coached groups and groups that just have great talent. And what I wanted more than anything is I wanted, no matter what kind of talent we had, I wanted someone to be able to turn on film and go, that is a well-coached football team. Those guys get in great stance. Everything starts with stance, okay? Everything starts with stance. We call it SACRAT. SAKRT, okay? All the Tampa 2 guys. So if you bump into Monty Kiffin or Lovie Smith in the airport, just go SACRAT, and they'll go stance, alignment, key read technique, okay? So stance. Everything starts with stance, okay? The second thing, alignment. And this is when you're coaching any defense. It could be just a cover 3 defense. Everything starts with stance. If you can't get in a good stance, it's just like when you teach guys to run 100 meters. If they can't get in a good stance, they're already starting at being less effective than they could be. The outcome isn't going to be as predictable. 2, alignment. Okay? Alignment. Guys got to know how to get aligned. Okay? Most of the problems you have, you make a call, guys get aligned wrong. Well, you can identify, where something went wrong. Okay? 3 is key. What's their key? If they know what their key does, okay, there's an action and a reaction. Okay? So if their key does this, they do that. If their key does that, they do this. Okay? Read. What is the read they get from that key? Okay? If I'm a 3 technique and the tackle's down, I close. That's my read. If the guard's out, I base. Okay? And you teach a block protection if those D-line coaches in the room, and that's how you do it. Okay, and then finally, technique. Okay, technique ties into tackle and leverage and finishing a play. But I tied myself with this system because I wanted to bring as many guys into my room as possible, even though I can only bring them on the phone. Okay, it also helped me in terms of professional advancement. Okay, coaches in the room, you guys understand exactly where I'm coming from. It is very, very difficult. Once you have a system in place, all of a sudden a coach leaves, then what happens? You got to reteach someone new exactly what the last guy knew. I just saw the guy put his head down. It's the worst. That is the worst, right? A guy you love, a guy that you work with, he knows the system. He goes and takes another job. Well, now you got to hire someone that doesn't know the system. And then you bring him in, and guess what? Now you got a guy coaching it that doesn't even know it as well as the players you already have in your program. And the longer it takes that coach to learn it, that slows down progress. That slows down your players developing fundamentally. Okay, so again, I'm going the long way about telling you guys about why I bought into this system. And the last reason is, I truly believe this. And you guys have, you heard Coach Ryan Hold talk about it, okay? He's a professional coach. He coaches in the pros. Here's what I believe about the NFL. I know a half a dozen guys really, really well, okay, that I've worked with in the past that coach in the NFL. Here's the thing about the NFL that's different from your leagues and from my league. No one has more money in the NFL. They all have the same salary cap, okay? They have the same amount of money they can spend on their players. That's it. Okay, 2, no one has better facilities to sell with their recruiting pitches and spiels. Okay? There's no Vienna Vikings and then everybody else. Okay? In the NFL, everybody's the same. Okay? And 3, they all draft the same kids. Now, some of them have rights to, better draft picks each year, but that's not every single year. Okay? So, you know what that tells me? In the NFL, everything is relative. Everything. That also tells me, where's the best coaches? They don't have the advantages. That tells me, I'm very objective. I'm going, okay, I know there's some schools in our conference that have more than we do. They should be winning, okay? Sometimes we're going to lose recruits more often than not to those schools. In the NFL, it doesn't work like that. So I wanted to go to an NFL-style defense. And I wanted to learn from those guys. What are those guys looking at? Okay? Well, the Tampa 2, okay, and the system is right now being run by 6 different NFL teams. There's 32 NFL teams. Okay, that's 20% of the league right now is running the Tampa 2 defense. Okay, so I wanted to go to something like that, and it also helped me come up with a system of hiring coaches and in terms of bringing guys in and having quality candidates to continue with our player development and sticking with our system. So let's get to the system. First off, okay, our scheme philosophy. We're a basic 4-3 alignment, 4 down linemen, over and under, okay? We're gap control. We are one gap football, okay? We're one-gap football, so guys know their responsibilities, and they play fast to it, okay? Our defensive line techniques always match the situation, okay? Block recognition and technique. Okay, so I know football is evolving, and people say it's evolving right now, okay? But is it really? On 1st and 10, what are you normally going to get? What are teams going to do offensively on 1st and 10? More likely than not. They run the ball. That's right. They run the ball on 1st and 10. That's just what they do. Okay? Offenses want to be on schedule. Ideally, offenses want to run the football, okay? Because if they can get to 2nd and 6, all they want to get is plus 3 yards. Anything more than 3 yards, that gets them in a really good situation. We call it a 50-50 down. Okay? It could be run or pass. Okay? It's a high likelihood of run. Okay, what kind of passes are you going to see on 1st down more often than not? 3-step, and what else? Play action. That's right. So our defense is designed, stop the run, stop the play action, and defend 3-step. Okay? Okay, 8th man in the box. We must coordinate the line, linebackers, secondary for run fits. Run fits is all we talk about. Fit. See your key, play fast your key. We must knock out the run when we are in our 8-man front. Okay? Over black, over zone Y, our tight end side rolls. I'll give you examples of those here in a second. Under China and over 4 are split end side rolls. Okay? Away from the Y. Okay? 7-man front is over 2. Okay? We got 2 safeties back. There's 7 guys in the box to stop the run. We roll a safety down and we got middle closed. Okay? Or 1 safety high. Now we're overplaying the run. Okay? We mix man-to-man, zone, and a blitz package. Okay? We got to mix the blitz to keep the offense and quarterback off balance. Okay? But to be effective, though, we must be effective with running our zone and man blitz schemes. Okay? Now, I know when people talk about the Tampa 2, it's funny, I'll talk to different coaches. Coaches will go, I'll say, hey, you know, you guys, they'll ask me, hey, what are you? I say, well, we're Tampa 2. Oh, yeah, we run some Tampa 2. Nah, well, we run the whole system. So when we say, hey, we're running Tampa 2, we run cover 1, we run cover 2, we run cover 3, we run cover 4, we run cover 6. Some people call it cover 6. We call it 2 palms. It's a quarter, half defense. We'll roll 3 coverages. We'll run variations of cover 2s, which I'll talk about tomorrow. We'll get a chance to watch. But we do it all from a coverage standpoint, okay? And going back to Coach, it was interesting hearing Coach Reinhold talk, okay? 10 years ago, my first defensive coordinator job was at a junior college in Arizona. My linebackers coach at the time was a guy by the name of Mike Fair. Mike Fair now is he was a defensive line coach for the Bears last 3 years. He's now the D-line coach for the Buccaneers. And he and I ran basically the same defense coach Reinhold. It was volume-based. It was different fronts. It was multiple pressure, multiple blitz, and we won a national championship doing that. We just murdered people, okay? Okay? But now here's the thing. We had fantastic corners. We had great corner play. We had the best in our league, maybe the best in the country, okay? We had corners. They didn't need safety help, okay? They didn't need safety help. And we had fast, dynamic linebackers. We weren't very big up front, but we were great in coverage in terms of man-to-man, and we didn't need safety help behind us because our deal was it's a race to the quarterback, okay? And it was a lot of fun. But here's the difference, okay? The difference is that's, hey, live by the sword, die by the sword. We're going to knock everything out. We're going to smash it. And you know what? That's great. You can play great defense doing that, okay? Our philosophy is probably, if that's the North Pole, we're the South Pole, okay? Our philosophy is this, okay? We're going to have coverages. Well, first off, if you talk about pre-snap, okay, Coach Reinhold's defense, they're going to look different on multiple snaps. From one down to the next, they could be in a different front. They can vary their front, Okay, they can vary their coverage look. They can vary, hey, the middle's closed, middle's open, there's nobody in the middle, there's no safeties, they're all down there. They could be in a 3-4 look, they could be in a reduced eagle front, they can be an over, they can be an under, they can be in double eagle, they can be in a 3-3, they can be in 3-4, they can be 3-2, they can do a lot of things. Okay? They look different pre-snap. They could on every snap. Us, we just look like over and cover 2 on every single snap. But where we change is post-snap. So whatever the quarterback and the offense see pre-snap, we're going to change post-snap on virtually every snap. Okay? So, in reality, are we that much different? Again, it's just football fundamentals, and it comes down to that. They're going to look different pre-snap. We're going to look different post-snap. Okay? And that's basically what the Tampa 2 is all about. We look like middle open on every snap, and we look the same. It's not sexy. It's kind of boring for some people, but our big thing is disguise. Disguise everything. Currently, right now in the NFL, the Buccaneers run it, Bears run it, Seahawks run it, the Cowboys run it. I wanted to say that it said that real hesitantly, okay? And Monty Kiffin's getting senile. I don't think he's what he once was. The Cowboys run it. So anyways, all right, getting down to what we do. Installing situational defense. Knowing situations. Okay, know when it's 1st and 10. Teach your guys, know what the down and distance is. Well, we go a step further. We tie in our calls with the situation. We tie in our teaching fundamentals with the situation. Okay? It is a question and answer defense. What's the down and distance? What play type are we defending? And what personnel are you defending? Okay? We want our guys to know those things. They're very important. Because if they know those things, then anticipation leads to success. If you can anticipate something, you can play faster to it. Okay, marry your techniques and play calls to defend the situation. Defensive line, ask yourself these questions. Are you teaching your D-line to play the same technique on every single down? Are they just blowing and going? Okay? Or are they playing the run on 1st down? Are they playing the type of blocks that they're going to see on 1st down? Are they practicing those in practice? Okay? Are you teaching your 3 technique if you're an overfront to pop a block when he gets turn back protection on play action boot? Okay? Because that's what you're going to get on 1st and 10. You're not going to get play action on 2nd and 12. You're not going to get play action on 3rd and 10. You got to teach your guys that. Because who cares if they run the ball on 2nd and 12? All you got to do is get them to 3rd and medium. And yeah, it'd be great to get them to 3rd and long. Because what's the greatest defense for 3rd and short? Anybody got it? That's right. There is none. Just don't let them get to 3rd and short, okay? There's no good defense at 3rd and short, okay? Do you play your defensive ends the same on every down? Okay, do they see the formation of the running back set? Okay, are you teaching your D-line to see if that back's away from them or that back's to them? Okay, do you have any calls built into the down and distance that allow your defensive line to play boot, play action pass, or screen? There's a Division I football coach. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for many years. We used to work clinics together when we were young guys. He's a young head coach right now, and I remember talking about defensive line play to him. And I swear to you, he thought, and it's going to get, don't get mad at me, I'm just the messenger. I'm not the I did not create this message. He really believes that what it takes to be a good defensive line coach is put cones in the ground and have them run through it and learn how to get off the football. What is there playing defensive line? Okay? Okay, listen, people say I'm a back 7 guy, I'm a linebacker guy, I'm a secondary guy. Listen, there's a lot to playing defensive line. And you defensive line coaches in this room, I'm telling you, I've been around some of the best in the world. Okay, Todd Wash, who I worked together with Jacksonville, Mike Fair, who's now the D-line coach for the Buccaneers, two of the best D-line coaches in America and at any level. And I'm telling you, those guys put a ton of time teaching those guys, just like linebacker coaches teach their linebacker coaches to read formations, to see techniques, to see different things. And you wouldn't believe how fast those guys can play when those guys are actually being taught to learn the game. Okay? Linebackers, defensive backs. Okay, does your front and coverage call alert the play, the down and distance or the down and distance tendencies, okay, that you're getting? Does your cover one or your cover three and base and nickel personnel signal different situations? Okay? And what I mean by that is, okay, if you're in over zone Y, well, we're in over zone Y, which is a cover three. It's basically a 4-4 cover three to stop the run, to knock out the run. Okay? If we're in man, we're going to be in man a lot on third and medium because we know teams are going to run those routes that are going to get them to the sticks and to move the chains. Okay? Does cover two in your base and nickel personnel signal different situations? Well, when we're in base and we're playing cover two, we know they're going to throw the football. Like I'll give you an example. We call when we break down film, we call 1st and 10, the very first play of a series, 0 and 10. Okay, we call it 0 and 10. Well, if they get a first down, then we call it 1st and 10. From a defensive standpoint. And then we'll break those down and say, okay, let's say a team comes out, returns a kickoff, they run the first play of the series, they run the second play, get a first down. Well, that team's coming right back to throwing the football. They think they got momentum. Okay, well, that's a situation. We can have our base personnel out on the field. We don't have our nickel out, okay, and we're playing cover two. Okay? Well, when we're playing cover two, we're playing pass first, stopping the run. We're stopping the pass, we're defending the run. When we're in over zone Y or cover three, we're defending the pass, we're stopping the run. Okay? So that's our mentality. Okay? What are we stopping? What is this call? Why are we calling this call? We're calling it to stop something, and we're defending everything else. Okay? Does your cover four and your base and nickel personnel signal different situations? Okay? Well, if it's third and long, there's a lot of people who like to run cover four. Well, if we get third and long, we like to be in cover two. Now, we might get into cover four in our nickel package because they're going 4 verticals and they're sitting those 2 inside seam players down. It's hard to defend that in our Tampa 2 coverage. Well, we'll get into cover four. We don't think the quarterback has the arm to throw the deep comeback. If it's 3rd and 12, he's throwing a deep comeback. He doesn't have the arm to do it. We got a great defensive end that we're going to put in his face all game long. He's going to come off the edge. That quarterback's going to have to step up and throw it on the far sideline. He can't do that. So let's get into cover four. Let's match those routes up, okay, on the 4 verticals. Okay, so understanding situations. Don't throw mud up against the wall and hope it sticks. Okay, if teams are doing this, do that. If teams are doing this, you got this to come back and answer it with. Okay, what's the down and distance? Here's how we break down our down and distance, okay? And our guys know this, and it takes time, but I'm telling you, once the guys learn it and they know it, they're able to play a lot faster because of it. 1st and 10, okay, and 2nd and medium. That's when we have our base defensive calls, okay? 1st and 10 and 2nd and medium, hey, we got to stop the run. We got to stop the run. We got to stop play action, and we got to defend 3-step. That's what we truly believe we're going to get in those down and distances. Okay, the coverage we like to be in for us, even though we're a Tampa 2 defense, but the system calls for cover 3. You guys see how much cover 3 the Seahawks played against the Colts in the Super Bowl? Who could see how they were playing their cover 3? Now they played their cover 3 what they call a 3 invert. Okay, 3 invert, they bring the safety inside. And they were showing more of a quarter scheme, but you saw what they do. Anytime a receiver was singled up, they'd put Richard Sherman or that other guy just right up on him, and then they drop out. Okay? Well, what they did they call that a Cleo technique. They used to say, hey, you're a Cleo corner. That means you're showing heavy up on that guy, and you're going to drop out. Why do you think they were showing that and dropping out? Gets back to our situational stuff. If we're in cover 3, what are you really vulnerable to? 3-step. You got a singled up receiver out there. If you got a cover 3 corner bailing out of there, what's the quarterback going to do? Bang. He's just going to steal. He's going to steal on you all day long. Well, what's a quarterback's read when he gets a press corner? What's that receiver going to do? That's right. He's going to convert the route deep. They're not going to run hitch. So that's why they were showing hard press all the time to the split end or flanker side, and he was just bailing out because he didn't want that quarterback to go, oh, that cornerback's standing at 8 yards deep. They're in cover 3 again. Set, go. They were screwing Manning up. They put a clear corner to the flex receiver the whole game, and they were playing cover 3. I'm not kidding you. 70% of their snaps was cover 3. That's what screwed Peyton Manning up, okay? All right, so cover 3, we love it, okay? We love it. We love our cover 3 and the way we run it because it smashes the run game at the eagle. We call the eagle anything to the Y, okay, the tight end, okay? We put our 3 technique to the tight end in our over cover 3 front, okay? It's great to play action pass. You got a deep middle safety. You got 2 corners playing cloud cover 3. They got vision on the football. They're not grabbing routes. They're keeping their eyes on the quarterback and keeping the ball in front of them. They're able to react and break on everything. Okay, and it's also great to boot because as that quarterback boots out and it's cover 3, it actually turns into a quarter, half concept. We have our safety grab the over. We have our backside corner play cover 2, and our front side corner can lean outside quarter, and he can play the comeback, and he can play wide to the sideline, on that flex receiver to the boot side or play side. Okay, the weaknesses. The weaknesses in our cover 3. Run game at the bubble. We call the bubble. If you guys ever put on the NFL Network, do you guys get the NFL Network here? You get it on satellite? Okay. It's great. It's a great channel, okay? It's always on. It's kind of like in my bathroom, it's like a workout, like a gym, where it's just kind of always on. Wake up at 3 in the morning, go to the bathroom. There it is right there at the ticker tape. But if you ever watch like old cut-ups, okay, if you ever watch like old, like when they go back on the NFL Network, you hear John Gruden, yelling in the Super Bowl, trouble at the bubble, trouble at the bubble. I mean, he was a Tampa 2 guy. Monty Kiffin was his defensive coordinator, so that's what he means. It's always to the one technique side, okay? Weakness also in our cover 3, quarterback run game. It's not great, okay? And then finally, 3-step passing game, okay? It can defend the 3-step passing game. You just got to have you got to have knockdown corners, guys that can come up and tackle, because if you're not defending it the right way, people can steal 3-step on you all day. Okay, here's our cover 3 and what we actually call it over zone Y. We call it zone Y because we're zoning the Y. Okay, so our roll down is always to the Y, that tight end. Okay, you see how we designate our guys. Well, the reason we do that, and we'll do that when we're up on the board drawing things up, because we want our guys to always think whenever we teach, we're going to put, if it's 12. What personnel group is that? I'm saying offensive personnel group. It's 11, yep. Okay, so what we'll do is if they want to sub out this guy, put a tight end in, we'll call him a U. So like as we draw things up on the board, we'll just say, okay, hey guys, what's the personnel group? They'll see that, they'll go 12. Again, it's all in the details for us. Okay, it is in the details. If we're just drawing a bunch of O's up on the board, for us being a situational defense, all of our calls are predicated on personnel. All of our calls are predicated on getting calls closed right. We call our calls based on coverages, fronts, and blitzes. Okay, because we want to dictate to each personnel group how we want to run a coverage, a blitz, or a front. Okay? All right, so it's tight end side rotation, 3 deep, 4 under spot drop zone coverage accompanied by a 4-man pass rush. Okay, out of a base or nickel personnel. Okay, and we can go base, or we can get into a green front. Our green front, we basically tell our guys, anytime we say green, that means you're going. There's no block rec. You're just going. You're rushing the passer because we're anticipating them throwing the football. Okay, strength. great versus slant, two-beater checkdowns, solid 8-man run front defense. It's one-gap football. Deep middle player provides sound post defense. So teams like to run the post. If they can run a post with a safety in the middle of the field, you got to find a new safety, okay? Or you just got to move them further back. Okay, weakness, quick pass versus off coverage. We talked about that. Okay, the seams versus one back, 2x2 formations. Four vertical, cover three. It's tough to defend. Now, you saw what the Seahawks do. Okay, we call it three cowboy. And I want to stay on schedule here because I can get off on tangents, okay? My wife's not here to keep me on task. Okay, 2x2 formations. Here's what the Seahawks are doing, okay? They call it three cowboy. They kept running this. I mean, the Broncos weren't stupid, okay? They saw that they were in cover three, okay? They saw, hey, they're killing us in cover three. They're smashing all of our crossing routes because they're rolling the safety down, and Cam Chancellor is just going to kill somebody. So we're going to go four vertical. Four vertical. Well, they get into three cowboy. That was their answer, to stay into cover three. So what they're doing is they were making this safety a bonus player, and they were shifting this guy out to be the buzz defender. So he was a flat player, okay? So what they were doing is this guy was dropping with the key here, okay? And they were making him a three hook player. So wherever three went, they made him a hook. And if they went vertical with him, as he rolled down to replace the will here, because the will was going wide, if he went vertical, he grabbed him. So now they still had their flat defender, okay? They still had their hook player who would hook off a three, okay? And they're able to defend four verticals, and they'd always keep their free safety to speed, okay? They said, hey, the safety rolling down is going to see the tight end. If he's going vertical, he's not going out or in, hey, we're just going to grab him, okay? And that's why the Seahawks were able to stay in so much cover three. People see, hey, an offensive guys that don't go, oh, they're in cover three. Let's go four vertical. We'll beat them every time. Well, yeah, you will if you just sit in cover three. But if you're running, if you have a variation of your cover three, you're going to be okay. Knowing where you're weak is the key, okay? Okay, let's watch a few cut-ups. Okay, this is over zone Y. This is our cover three, verse 12 personnel, okay? So you see our safety, he's already rolled down. Now, we would vary up what we did each week just to change the look teams would get. One week we'd look like too high. The safety would be over here the whole time, then he'd roll down. Then the next week we'd look like this. Then the next week we'd show him here, then we'd walk him down. Then the next week we'd walk him down and act like he's dropping out and then roll him back down again. So just changing little variations like that can just create some indecisiveness with the offense. But you see how they're moving late? Well, he's a force player. It's single gap football. Now, we talked about this earlier, talking about defensive line play. And talking about how to read, play action pass. Well, you can see here, okay, these guys, we call it elephants on parade. Okay, these guys are just turning and running. They're not gaining any ground towards the line of scrimmage. These guys are just turning and running. That automatically, for our guys, signals play action. We tell our guys, pop your backside gap. Don't just keep running with your gap. If those guys are showing you numbers and they're not closing distance to you on the line of scrimmage, pop your backside gap. Get out of your gap, pop the backside gap, play action. So you see our guys see that up front. These guys too are normal single gap players, but they're going to see elephants on parade too. There's no pressure threat from those guys. So they're going to stick their foot, okay, and now get underneath the crosser. So you see how he's pushing that guy back. He can't come underneath the safety. He buys time for our safety to be able to grab the overdrag. Not a great job by our three technique. There's no block that he's going to get that looks like that. There's no block that he's going to get running the football that'll ever look like that. Ever. He should stick his foot right now. Bang, stick your foot, pop the backside gap. Now he can be the recontain player. Another thing, how many of you guys play a six technique, a head up on the tight end? Any guys play a defense like that, okay? All right, here's a big thing that we teach this guy, okay? If he feels pressure and he feels space in that gap, get up the field. Because any other time, this guy's going to try to cut him off. It's literally a race to get into that C gap. Okay? If there's ever space, just climb right now. Okay? You see how our corner, he's not doing a great job. We teach the same thing, but here's something we just don't do. You guys really think about it, you secondary guys in the room? The only time we press to the boundary, if he's on the line of scrimmage, or we show press. If he's off, there's really no three-step threat to the boundary, unless it's hitch. And if it is, show a press look and bail him out of there if you're playing cover 3. Because they're going to convert that route every time. And if he doesn't convert it, chances are the quarterback and him are not going to be on the same page. So you see it from the end zone here? Safety is just showing in the middle of the field. Normally he's over here. But you see how both corners now, they grab their guys. And now this corner with the play action, because he has his eyes in the backfield, getting depth in cover 3, he now, as the quarterback rolls, he's now going to work to be a half field player. Okay, here's another example. We're in over zone Y. Okay, and you'll see our guys adjust here in a second. Now again, you see how he rolls down. He shows a good look. He rolls down, becomes a forced defender. So we're in technically a cover 3 look. Now here's the thing. We are not a match cover 3 team. Okay? It's a big difference with what we do, and I believe that it's a reason why we've been in top 7 in the country. Okay, the last 4 secondaries on the FCS level, top 7 in the country interceptions every year. Okay, the last 4 seasons. And it's the reason is because these guys never play or almost never play. Never say never. We like them not to play with their back to the football. We want guys staring at the football. Okay, we want our guys to see the football and to be in positions to see the football. If they can't see the ball, they're not going to be able to create or get turnovers. So you'll see how this corner, he sees the undersplit from the flanker. He's going to get outside leverage because he knows where his help is going to be. His help in cover 3 is going to be in the middle of the field. So he's going to work his leverage always, okay, to wherever his help is. That's the way we play our man coverage as well. We always know where our help is. We're always playing those guys with leverage to our help. So you see what happens here. And again, once you do something a lot, you can come up with answers to it. So our answer to teams that like to run play action pass is this. Any type of undersplits, our guys will make a race call, which will tell the safety, hey, watch out for play action. You grab any over drag from either one of these guys. What I mean by over drag is any route that's going to go deep, and something in behind it. We get a lot of that stuff in our conference, okay? But this is a 1st and 10 play here. So watch. He's going to grab the over drag. We should have got a pick here. But here's another thing. You see how our guys, look, we got 7 guys right now, all secondary and linebackers with their eyes on the football. Watch, ball is out. Look at everybody's reaction to the football. They're all breaking towards the football. We get our flat player able to fall back in. He should have picked that off. But showing cover 2, he rolls down, he rolls back, and look, that's where his eyes are. I got to grab the over drag. Now look, the only guy that's wrong here is this corner. He should be the backside half field player. He should be getting depth. Because if this route continues to go and he's trying to run away from him, then he should run into that corner right here. Okay? So not a great job by him, but good job by this corner staying over the top. Great job by the safety grabbing the over drag. Should have picked it off. Okay, cover 4, okay? Also talking about situational defense. Our cover 2 can look a lot like our cover 4. Okay, our cover 4 can come out of our cover 2 look. Okay, our strengths in cover 4. And we don't run a lot of cover 4. Okay, cover 4 is a bad word to us. Okay, the reason is because we believe if you're an even front defense, if you're a 4-2-5 or a 4-3, cover 4 is feast or famine defense. It's not defend defense. It's not keep the ball in front of us defense. It's not get into the right call defense. Cover 4 is strictly a call that we minor in, and it's an answer for us. It is an answer to quarterback run game. It gets a 9th guy in the box, okay? It's strong versus run at the bubble, because usually that safety's rolling down to the bubble, okay, our one technique side. And it's really good versus boot passing game because it matches routes up right now. We teach cover 4 like it's man because it becomes man so fast. So we teach our guys zone eyes in cover 3 and cover 2, man eyes in cover 1 and cover 4. We major in cover 2 and cover 3. We minor in cover 1 and cover 4. So most of our practice time is always going to be devoted towards what you just saw. Guys looking at the football, zone eyes, dropping to landmarks, melting and sinking to wherever the quarterback's looking and reacting to the football out. We're going to devote less time to our cover 1 and cover 4, okay, which require man eyes. Weaknesses. Play action pass to the flex receiver or the flex defender. We call the flex guy the guy that's always on the line of scrimmage, away from the tight end. Okay? Cover 4 is very weak because you know why? Because he doesn't have any safety help. Okay? He doesn't have any safety help using cover 4. You're only bringing 4-man pass rush with no safety in the whole middle of the field. You're basically saying to that corner, to the flex receiver, you're in zero coverage. Zero. Okay? And also 3-step passing game. Okay? Not very good. Okay, here's some of our cover 4. Okay? Now what we do in our cover 4, we make these guys gap protectors. And what we do is we run what we call palms out here. And what we're doing is we're going 3-on-2, 1, 2, 3 on these two guys. Okay? And this guy, we're going 1, 2 on these two guys. This guy's only staring at number 3, but he's going to line out on number 2. So his drop is always going to be related to what number 3 does. If he goes vertical, he just lets him go and he hangs out. If he goes out, if he bubbles, he runs an out, he has to grab him. But anything else, he doesn't worry about number 3. The corner and the safety are going to exchange on number 1 and 2, but it's out of a cover 2 look. So if number 2 goes out, the corner will grab number 2, and the safety has to play to number 1. But it becomes man right now. Okay? Now in our cover 4 look, our corner's going to grab the Y, and our safety's going to trap 3. So if 3 runs up the field, he's got him. Okay? So there you got a play action. He needs to play that guy. He's dropping way too far. It's a bad drop. He may be looking to walk because he gets quarterback eyes to him. But we play that as zone eye. We play that kind of like zone eyes, but he has to be aware of anybody crossing his face. So he has to grab that guy. So corner has him, safety's working to him. So yeah, he should be grabbing that guy right there. Here's another cover 4. Okay, we're looking. He's not doing a great job here. Most of the time we try, and that's something we try to devote some time to, is, each week, different teams are going to have tendencies out of specific formations. And we can get an idea where the quarterback is going to go if he gets this look. Well, most of the time, the quarterback, if he gets this look, is going to keep the ball to the number side where he feels like he has numbers. He has 3 on 2 right here, okay? With the safety over the top, he's expecting cover 2 backside. We try to do it, we really focus on making this safety's look the same to any 3-by-1 set, okay? Keep that quarterback's eyes here. Don't let him think, hey, you're in middle close, is all he's going to do is start throwing the ball back there, okay, or most people. So to this formation, we do a lot of this. We're going to show a lot of cover 2. Now, ideally, there's a couple teams in our league that they're going to have the quarterback, he's always going to read the front side, the field side safety. If he's playing inside the hash, he's anticipating cover 4 or cover 3, which means he's going to start trying to go after the singled up receiver, the guy that doesn't have any safety help, okay? If he's showing outside the hash, well, he's saying, okay, it's cover 2. This safety's probably hard. It's cover 2. I want to keep my eyes to where I have numbers, okay? So we do a lot with messing with teams each week. Just change our alignment just a little bit. One week, we'll play all of our cover 4 with him hanging outside the hash. Even pre-snap and post-snap, he'll jump inside. Then the next week, we'll show quarters or cover 4. This is a cover 4 look right here, okay? We'll show that. Then on the snap, work him outside, run him to cover 2, hash. So just little things that you can do to tweak where teams you're going to screw up quarterbacks each week, okay? So in cover 4, what we'll do is we'll play palms. Remember, palms is where we match up our corner and our safety on 1 and 2. Okay? We have him work off a 3 or anybody crossing his face. He can also play in the run game. We man up our corner with no safety help. And then what we'll do is we'll insert our safety. Now, a lot of people play cover 4 with the safety being down outside. We don't. We bonus him inside to protect him from the crack. Okay? The crack from the wide receiver. So you see how he bonuses there? He rolls down, and again, he waits till he sees hands. He sees hands, then he rolls down. If he rolls down too early, then he tells the quarterback, that guy's singled up with no help. And that's a really difficult ball to protect, when they're only having to throw from the hash to the sideline, okay? Hash to the sideline, okay? I mean, in college, okay, for us, from the numbers to the hash is 11 yards. From the numbers to the sideline is 9. So that's a 20-yard window right there. He can throw the ball vertical and with a lot of quickness, real quick to the boundary. So we always want to protect that guy. You see our safety's reading the crack. He's going to replace. It's a good cut by our corner. He's not peeking inside. He's waiting for his help. There's another shot of cover 4. So we showed you slot, which is with a dead side tight end and triples, okay? Then we showed you 2-by-2. Now what we'll do is, again, we're always playing palms on 2 speed, and then we'll bonus with our safety. So you see how the safety's hanging outside the hash? He's showing cover 2. We're not going to leave this guy naked all by himself. We're going to make sure that quarterback doesn't think he can just go one-on-one and do, 1-on-1s and 7-on-7 with that guy out there. We're going to say, hey, okay, there's no free shots out there. This guy has safety help. Well, then on the snap, he's going to roll in. So we're not going to give that quarterback any pre-snap indicator. Just let him know. He's not going to get under center and go, that's where I'm going. He's going to have to make a decision after the ball's been snapped, after he feels pressure. So he rolls down, and now it's man. It's man. Okay, situational defense, okay? We're running out of time here. So 2 palms is also our cover. Some of you guys may call it cover 6. Okay, it's a way to run palms, okay, with that outside linebacker's help. and also play cover 2 backside to keep teams from stealing that 3-step to the boundary that they like to do in trips, sets. Okay, the strengths, good to 3-step passing game, good versus eagle side run game, really good versus anything towards the tight end side in the run game. It shows like cover 2. It looks like cover 2. Pre-snap, post-snap, it stays looking like cover 2, but eventually it becomes man-to-man to the speed side, and it's cover 2 to that singled-up receiver side. Weakness, it's bad to the bubble side run game, especially gap scheme. Teams like to run that tackle trap or T-combo or dart back at the bubble. It's not good to that. Okay, trips, whoa. Okay, trips formations. It takes the Mike out of the box because the Mike has to run with 3 vertical. And trips, 3-step to receiver strength. Not great. 3-step to palms is just not great. That's why if teams start hurting us in it, then we can get to man, we can get to cover 2. We have an answer for it. We're not just going to throw mud up against the wall and just, hey, let's just blitz. Okay, our answer, blitz. No, our answer is let's get into a different coverage. Okay, it'll create a turnover. Okay, it's going to defend what they're trying to beat us with. It's going to stop what they're trying to beat us with. Okay, 2 palms. So again, and I'll just make it brief because I'm running out of time here. Okay, to the single receiver side, you're always going to get a cover 2 corner, a hard corner. To speed, you're always going to get palms. So again, you got the corner dropping out, not great to 3-step, not great to slant. Okay, very good to combo routes, verticals. Okay. The run through with 3 is you're always going to have Mike help in the middle of the field if they try to run 4 vertical with that tight end. Okay? Let's watch a couple clips of 2 palms. Okay, so we're in cover 2. There's no 2 speed, so it's a hard corner. We're playing straight cover 2. Now, this is Tampa 2 because we drop our Mike out, and our Mike's going to give help on anything that defends in the middle of the field. This is a first down call for us right here. We're thinking we're going to get play action. We're solid versus the run. We're solid versus the pass. Are we great versus either one of them? Probably more so versus the pass, less versus the run, but we're still good to the run. But this is 1st and 10, and watch what they do. They go play action. Play action pass. Our Mike takes the top off it. We got 4 underneath. We're in good shape. This is 1st and 10. We're thinking run, play action pass. Mike's dropping. He's going to grab the overdrag. We got good coverage on this deep route with the safety. This safety, he's playing just deep half, really doesn't have anything to do. He's just looking for work. Okay, 2 palms again. So 2 speed. We're in palms. Okay, the safety's showing way outside that hash. He's going to pop in on the snap, or he better. Okay, now this is actually where it doesn't go well for us. Because when we're in 2 palms, he's supposed to stay inside in that number 2 window so they can't beat us right there. We should be really good to play action pass in 2 palms. But since we have 2 speed on both sides, we don't get a cover 2 corner. We're getting palms. Okay, so it's just quarters all the way across the board. Our Mike is going to relate to 3. So when 3 goes wide here, he's going to work with. And he'll exchange with this guy, but this guy shouldn't go wide until 3 crosses his face. So they get us here. See how that little subtle movement? That little movement right there can mess a quarterback up. Now, he gives them way too much distance. See the difference between this guy? Look at the 2 safeties. I mean, he's starting to match the route up. He's just giving them too much cushion. And plus, he's not getting any help from our linebacker sitting in the window. We got no linebacker in the window. He's running out on that guy. That guy does not affect him. So that's bad. He shouldn't have done that either. He just needs to sit in the window. If he sits in the window, he has to put it up and over, which gives that safety time to close. Get in windows. We tell our guys, zone eyes, zone eyes, zone eyes. Get in windows. If that quarterback's looking here or he's looking there in his eye, get in the window. If he has to put it over you, it gives our safeties time to close the distance. Okay, 2 palms. Okay, 2x2 set. We have our corner who's a forced corner. We got our cover 2 safety. Our Mike's going to drop out. We're playing palms up here. So again, we're defending that boundary 3-step stuff. They're not going to just steal easy little 3-step things to the boundary. See how these guys start to melt? They're not matching routes up. They're trying to keep an eye on what that quarterback's looking at. We're in good shape on this corner route. Really good shape on the smash. Not great shape up here. Corner gets a little too deep. Given too much space here. So now all this is out of the cover 2 look. Okay, man. Okay, man. We call it black and China. Okay, our strengths. It eliminates 3-step passing game. See, it's an answer. It's an answer. Okay? It's an answer without having to sell everything out just because they're going 3-step. We don't need to sell out to one thing or zero coverage or what, and to create big plays. Okay? In the passing game this year, we only gave up 3 plays, okay, of more than 30 yards. We only gave up 9 plays in a 12-game season of more than 25 yards. Okay? 9 plays in a 12-game season on the Division I level, okay, of more than 25 yards. That's it. Well, okay, it's sound 8-man front run fits. Our guys play fast. When they know where their man is, they play fast. Okay? The low hole or low lurk help matches concepts. Weaknesses, the corners. The corner oversets. The slot sets, it gives it away. It gives away man coverage. Glance route versus an off corner. That's that skinny post to the boundary. That's really hard to defend. Play action pass game versus over aggressive linebackers. They start motioning receivers in. They get short under splits. And it can become difficult to defend those things. Okay? So we look like man here. It's not good by us. We like our backers to start adding in. Good? 3 minutes, okay. We'll close with black and be able to talk about cover 2 more extensively tomorrow, our actual cover 2. Okay, so you see these linebackers start adding in because what we say is they're 2-on-1 on that running back, these 2 guys. And for teams that are in normal splits, we just have our backers add in. If they go under splits, or with tight end alignments, well, we may need help from one of those linebackers if he goes underneath real fast. We call that low hole help or low lurk help. So watch, they just add in, they keep coming. Man coverage, he has nowhere to go. Man coverage again. Now see how it kind of sells itself out. They know we're in man. Corner's over. Just matches routes up quick. And now notice how our corners are playing their man coverage. They're playing outside leverage. Why do they play outside leverage in man? And they play a catch. They don't play a press. They play a catch. We give them space. Why do we play outside man? Yeah, because we have safety help. Look how bad this guy wants to get outside. Well, he just takes it because he knows he can't get outside. That doesn't give him all that space to run his man beater route breaks and concepts. Okay, let's go to last one here. So this is a good. So we're showing cover 2. Should be showing a little deeper, but you see how we'll do this. Look, he walks out on number 2, but guess what? This looks like zone coverage, right? Well, on the snap, look what happens. Watch this corner here. Safety moves in the middle. We're man-to-man coverage. He should roll down quicker. Now, believe it or not, rolling into man makes it harder on receivers than it does even quarterbacks, I think. Okay? Because you guys all do one-on-ones, wide receivers and defensive backs against each other. The quarterback's going to look great every time because why? They know it's man-to-man. But the minute a quarterback in a game goes, okay, too high. Okay, there's my read, set, go. And now they're man coverage. Okay, yeah, the quarterback can get a little screwed up. Okay? But what's worse is the receiver sees too high, set, go. They're off the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden a guy whacks him in the face. Okay? It's not zone. It's not middle open. It's not middle closed. It's not cover 2. It's not cover 3. Okay? It's hard on receivers. It's hard on quarterbacks. Okay? Look forward to hopefully having a beer with a couple of you guys tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.